What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to another video from Tech and Gaming Reviews. So, if you've been watching our previous videos over the last couple of weeks, we've been discussing about, possibly transitioning to all the way to OLED territory. And we actually made a video just about a few days ago discussing about OLED and how we was wrong about a couple years ago when we made a video discussing of not to buy an OLED and the reasoning why, and we managed to be wrong when it come to that. Well, today we've actually decided that we are actually going to go on ahead and get the LG B4 or C4 and get the Samsung S90D, and then we're also going to sell at least two of our LED TVs out of the four that we currently got. So we're pretty much like getting rid of two TVs and also getting, better, newer ones. And actually after this, I think that we're probably not going to be hardly buying like not just TVs but tech altogether. Like we're not going to be buying nothing except for like possibly, new video game releases, and I think like that's going to be pretty much it, because right now we're actually thinking about in the future owning a house. Like we're actually thinking about possibly buying a house here in like the distant future, not like the far future, but like somewhere around like 2 to 3, possibly 6, maybe 7 years. So not like completely way down the line, but like in the next few years at minimum. So after all this, we were in a process of thinking about doing this, but now I think we're actually going to go on ahead and just sell the two of our LED TVs, and we're just going to buy two OLEDs, because honestly, like, everybody's right. Like, OLED is just the way to go. Like, if you like are a hardcore gamer, which we truthfully are, we have like every game console that has been ever released. We got the newest, best consoles on the market right now, with being the Xbox Series X and as well as the PlayStation 5. But we also got a PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One X, and even the OG launch models of those consoles, like as well as the Xbox 360, PS3. Like we got like pretty much every piece of console that has ever been released. And gaming, no matter what it is, even if you're playing on an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 generation, the very first console generation that began HD gaming, even playing on those on an OLED TV, you're still going to get the best overall experience and the best picture for those games. And honestly, probably into some cases, the game's looking better in HD, making a 4K display of an OLED look sharper than it already does. Like, you're making those games honestly look a bit more cleaner than what they originally looked on, like, like old school, full HD TVs that we had back in the day, like basically 10, 20, almost years ago. So even playing on an OLED, it's going to definitely give you the best experience, even if you are still somebody that loves to play the 7th generation of consoles, such as the PS3, Xbox 360. And even if you have an OG Xbox One and PS4, you're still going to get nice picture across the board. So, personally, there has been a rumor that I have heard. I don't know if it's true. I want to not say it ain't true, but this YouTuber, he's the display type or display guy or whatever his channel name is called. He made a video just the other day or about a couple weeks ago or something, talking about how QD OLED may not actually be around for much longer, especially from Samsung, because of the fact of how much costing it cost. I was about to say cost, because of how much costing it takes to produce that type of TV panel. Now, OLEDs just in general do cost a lot of money, because you're having like self-emitted pixels, and like just because of how good that the quality is, it definitely makes sense of why OLED does cost more. And especially with trying to keep OLED alive and lasting longer so it doesn't, burn up when you have like static elements, whether if it's on a TV show, a news channel, or even a video game that you play like nonstop, hours upon hours on a daily basis. They have been trying to prevent that over the last few years, and they've actually been doing good. So, even with all of that stuff, that is why OLED does cost more than a regular LED TV does. Now, LED TVs, if you go for like Samsung's Neo QLEDs, they still do cost a bit, but I think they don't cost as much as OLEDs actually do. But QD-OLEDs definitely cost a bit more than regular traditional OLEDs. So he did mention that this could be the case as to why QD-OLED may not be around for at least another couple more years after they're out. But it doesn't make any sense either way because QD-OLED is still relatively new. It was just 2 years ago that QD-OLED was brought to basically us as consumers. It was the first time when you got Samsung with the S95B and Sony with the A95K. I don't know why I was about to say the X95K, but the A95K, and these were counted as the best TVs for 2022. And personally, I have to agree. When we bought the Samsung S95B, even coming over a regular LG traditional OLED that you're seeing behind us, this is the LG C1, we was really, really impressed with how good the colors, clarity, and just the brightness, and just basically gaming performance and gaming features. Like, we were very impressed with how good that the S95B Samsung QD-OLED was when we first got our hands on it. And we also got the S90C, as we mentioned on previous videos. We also got it, and you're probably wondering, well, then why are you trying to get another one? Well, the fact of it is whether if we start getting burden on our TVs, even though I don't think that that's going to happen with us, we got basically a couple backups to basically last us, at least 10 to like 11, 12 years or so, or however long that these OLEDs can last. So this is actually what we're actually deciding on, is we're actually going to get rid of two of our LED TVs at least. We haven't decided if we're going to get rid of the other two as well, but it's a pretty hard choice, especially with how good that the 2023 TCL QM8 was. That is one of the ones that we may not sell, but we're especially going to sell the Hisense U8H that we currently own and the Sony X90K. We're especially going to sell those two for sure. But the X90L and the QM8 TCL are the ones that we're not sure yet. But we might just keep those, for like a backup in case if our OLEDs do ever break in the future. But OLED is definitely what we're leaning on, and it's just winning us over and seeing all of the, positive reviews, gamers, and just, and TV enthusiasts out there say, yeah, that's the best way to go. Honestly, OLED is winning us over, and this is what's making us decide on doing this, of getting 2 extra OLEDs. That way, we'll have 6 OLEDs. I don't know why I went like that, but we'll have 6 OLEDs altogether. 3 QD-OLEDs and 3 traditional OLEDs. Now, we haven't tried a Sony OLED, but I don't think that we're ever going to, because honestly, Samsung and LG are just the best overall brands when it comes to gaming, and you get the lowest input latency possible, just the best response time. I mean, Sony, you do get the best response time, but when it comes to input, latency for, gaming, you're basically going to get like a few higher up milliseconds, even though I don't think that that's going to be a problem for most gamers out there, even hardcore gamers out there. Like, even as long as it's under 20 or 30 milliseconds, gaming's going to feel really responsive, no matter the odds. But why even do that when you can get something better that's lower and quicker, such as an LG or a Samsung? And these are the best gaming TVs out there, is Samsung and LG's OLEDs. And honestly, these are what we really, really love. And I think that we are going to do this officially. So Honestly, yeah, OLED is just honestly the best place to go. The best place to go. I was about to say the best way, but OLED is definitely by far the superior TV out there, whether if you get a regular one, a regular LG traditional OLED, or Sony traditional OLED, or you go for Samsung or Sony's QD-OLED lineup. No matter which side you go, OLED is just going to look awesome, pretty, and just very rich and colorful. Now, there's another thing that could be said that I heard people say that LED TVs can actually produce a slightly bit better colors, but I honestly don't think that's the case. Honestly, I do think colors look better on an OLED, even with having a traditional OLED over a QD OLED, when you know QD OLED especially has way better higher up color and color volume and just color gamut altogether. But LG's traditional OLEDs still look punchy and really rich and colorful altogether. So honestly, OLEDs definitely do have the best colors, and what I think it is, like we mentioned on our previous video, it's because of the infinite contrast that you get with OLED. So because it's so infinite and every pixel can display its own whatever, and you don't have to worry about a light bulb or a zone on LED TVs like shining through the screen. That's what's going to give you that nice, rich, natural type of color. So like if you go to YouTube and you are on an OLED versus an LED TV, if you at least had them side by side and you're on a set and color background on YouTube on both an LED and an OLED, you will definitely see that an OLED is definitely going to be more natural and more richful, colorful than what a regular LED TV is going to. That's not to say that the LED TVs are bad by any means, because honestly, they have been getting so much better over the years, and honestly, they are getting very close in like colors, contrast, and just clarity. But blooming is another issue that you do get with an LED, whereas an OLED, you don't have that, no matter what the odds are. No matter if you go with a regular OLED or you go with a QD OLED, you don't have to worry about blooming whatsoever. So honestly, I think this is what we're going to do. I think we finally made our decision. We're going to get either the LG B4 or C4, and then also we're going to get the Samsung S90D. But I think we're going to get the S90D first because of the fact that, that display YouTuber guy, or whatever his channel name is called again, because he mentioned that QD OLED might not be around much longer, I think we might just go on ahead and get a QD OLED first, being the S90D. And even though the S95 series is supposed to be the best overall, honestly, the S90 series from Samsung, I still think gets bright enough and still looks colorful enough to basically count the price tag that you're basically getting for it. And the S90C was the best overall TV that I recommended for 2023 and 2024. And if you was wondering how to get a TV, especially the best one out there being QD OLED, if the S90C 65-inch size is still available for either $1,500 or $1,600, I still would get that TV, because honestly, for the price that you're getting for the S90C, you will not regret it, especially when you look at other OLEDs costing more, and especially still having the WOLED tech, where the Samsung's having a QD OLED tech. So if the S90C is still available, even if it's 55 or 65-inch size, definitely get it, because for the price that you're paying for it, you are not going to find no other better deal than that, unless the S90D by next year has about the same similar price, or maybe close to it. And that's when we're going to get it, is we're going to wait till like Black Friday, or basically tax time of the start of 2025. So yeah, we've officially now made our decision that we're probably going to go on ahead and sell our Sony X90K and Hisense U8H, and we're going to get either the LG C4 or B4 OLED, and we're going to get the Samsung S90D. And I think after that, we're going to look even farther in the future, and hopefully look at bigger plans at possibly buying a house in the far future. Well, not necessarily far future, but like in the this distant future is what I'm trying to say. I was trying to figure out how to say it, but in the similar, like, not super high, but in the decent distant future is what I mean to say, we might be buying a house. So yeah, this is going to pretty much do it for our video. I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know that we have decided that we're just going to go on ahead and get these two OLEDs and trade our two of our LED TVs for those. Not basically trade, but sell our LED TVs for them and then hopefully buy those. So you let us know in the comment section down below if this is a smart move that we're doing, sticking with OLED as our primarily gaming televisions out there. So just let us know if this is the smart move that we're making, and also just hit that like button if you enjoy this content, and subscribe if you are new, and we'll keep you posted with more gaming content and when we do get those TVs for the reviews in the future and such. And also if we do buy a house and such, we'll also show you guys and make a video about it. But that's going to pretty much do it for this video for today. So this is Tech and Gaming Reviews. So rate, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.